You're listening to Transforming Mission podcast. I'm Tim Bias, and I'm here to tell you about an update episode. The next 3 episodes, they'll come your way on February 10th. You'll have the opportunity to listen to a larger conversation in those 3 episodes. We'll be back with episode 400. Now, believe me, 400 to start the Lenten journey with a podcast on February 24th. So today we have a setup for our next 3 episodes. There's a little backstory that goes with it, and Sarah is going to share that with us.
So here's why we're dropping all 3 episodes at once. You might call it a little mini-series. One of the quiet dangers of our time is not simply fear, but how easily fear is reshaping people's vision. What we're seeing in the world is that people become categories, lives become labels, humanity gets flattened into conclusions, and when that happens, something essential is lost, not only about others, but about ourselves. Scripture, though, calls us back to a different way of seeing. Before we're defined by our work, our opinions, or our circumstances, we are named and claimed as children of God. This identity isn't earned, it's received. And when we trust that truth about ourselves, we're free to honor it in others. Jesus models for us a way of life that refuses to separate dignity from accountability. He holds people responsible without stripping them of their worth. He confronts harm without denying humanity. Love, in the way of Jesus, never requires cruelty. So the next 3 episodes are going to invite us to look again, to see ourselves with honesty and with grace, to see the person at the crosswalk, in the checkout line, or across the table, not as a problem to solve, but as someone deeply loved by God. In a world eager to divide and reduce, choosing to see one another as children of God becomes a faithful act of resistance and of hope. Seeing every person, including ourselves, as a child of God changes how we speak, how we act, and how we faithfully follow Jesus. So over the course of 3 episodes, we're going to explore what happens when we stop seeing and our loss of humanity, who Jesus is, God with skin on, and how Jesus helps us to restore our sight, and then finally learning to see again, following love as a way of life. So you'll hear back from us next week with those 3 episodes, and then, as Tim already mentioned, we'll see you again on February 24th. Or you'll hear us again on February 24th. Bye for now.